Very counter-attacking.
West Ham 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3. Controversial first goal denied. Push. I mean, it's a double-handed. It's a bit of a grab/push. I mean, it's a little bit tasty, but I don't know. I think the game's gone if you're disallowing goals like that.
Pretty sure Lenny Yora got away with one of those a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Of course he remembers.
No, but he's
just
right.
saying.
He's right. He's right.
It's one of those.
Right.
Chip on the shoulder. Chip on the
6 to 1,
shoulder.
half a dozen of the other, I think they call it.
7 and 5, I'd say, on that one. Xavi Simons assist on his debut. You know,
he looked good.
didn't like what he saw in the first Tottenham game he witnessed, where they lost to Bournemouth, but he's definitely involved in this one. Starts the game. Where's the 7 dog?
Yeah.
You know, he's made a good start in his debut there. Gets an assist.
Yeah.
The Thomas Souček red card. We've all seen it. It's one of those where, and I've done it myself playing football. It's one of those where you're reaching for the ball. You're not confident you're going to get it, so you're extending your leg.
Yeah.
And then when they nick it away, even though your intentions were to nick the ball with your maybe toe, because his boot goes in like this. It's not really studs. It's toe. But unfortunately for him, his studs do rip the socks off the Tottenham player. So it looks like a really kind of malicious go through tackle. He tried to toe it away, and he's kind of scraped the sock a bit. Obviously the Tottenham player goes down.
He made it.
He kind of goes, get up, man. But can you see why they've given it?
Yeah,
I can see why.
Like 100%. Like, as in, like, also it's a bit, and I love this phrase: play stupid games, win stupid prizes, isn't it? Like, you like, don't go in like that, especially when your team needs you, especially when you're being a bit overrun already in a game, in a derby. I can understand it, but I also just think that it's unfortunate that it's probably a red. That is probably how I describe it.
I've just watched it back again, but I think it's a red. I think it's a bit silly.
You see what you're trying to do.
I see what he's trying to do.
Malice, but you just can't get away with that.
You can't do it. Just don't do it. You're professional enough just to know, like,
he's an
I can let this ball go
as well. Like,
But he's kind of committed, so he thinks I've got to stretch for this.
He probably thought he had it, but I think that's his second red in his career. It's a shame. He did look a little bit downhearted, but West Ham needed him, and then the floodgates kind of opened up after that. West Ham look like they're in a lot of trouble, and I said this before.
After such a great win in their last game away at Forest, I just did not expect to see that at all. But
does that speak more of Forest?
Caught Forest off guard, to be honest.
Forest were fine for like the first 60 minutes of that game, and they just couldn't break through. And then there was that switch back, and we saw Potter go to a 4 at the back, and it kind of opened up. A little bit of magic. That can happen, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that game got Nuno sacked. That's how bad it was to lose to West Ham.
He was on his way anyway. He was on his way.
They were like, "Well, you lost to this West Ham."
Me. Like, it's a chance. No, cleared away for Brentford.
Really well played by Bergvall as well. He's
goal and an assist for the
goal and
first time.
assist, but the pass from Romero is really nice. But then the header from Bergvall is not the kind of goal you expect from him. It's also not the run you expect from him, really.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like the furthest player forward when the header gets over the pass.
Third man running was good.
No, he's a good player.
Bergvall's a
good talent.
I watched a clip of a podcast. Was it a Marine player that when they played Spurs last season, and he said Bergvall was one where it was just like you couldn't get near him, so quick glides across the pitch. Scored that big winner for
back in
Spurs
trouble?
against Liverpool.
Like, as in, I think that there was a real change of attitude after one game, and look, that's not to say that things like all football fans are fickle, right? I'm not digging out West Ham here, but in terms of. Like, it felt like, they made a change. They went to the 4 at the back. There was a bit more energy in midfield. Suddenly, it looked a little bit better. And then we saw the stadium at the end of that game, and obviously it's horrible losing that game in particular. But West Ham been a bit lifeless, having not real that much fight. Like, I think Potter's back under the exact amount of pressure he was on before that Forest game.
It's also because it's Tottenham, isn't it? If there's any game,
they've now lost to Chelsea and Tottenham at home, and they've been pretty comfortably hammered by both. That is not comfortable for a West Ham fan at all. I get it.
And I think there was something before the game about West Ham saying that if half and half scarves were seen before kickoff, it would be taken off them or something of the sort. So the fact that it's Spurs,
it's totally reasonable.
But the fact that it's Spurs,
Kudus' face on each half. I doubt how many they would tell.
I like that.
I'll be honest. But listen, it's an awful result for West Ham. I mean, we mentioned Graham Potter. There is a certain Jose Mourinho available on the market. He went back to Porto today to watch a game.
Does love living in London.
He does.
But I don't.
Surely not. Do you know what I mean?
He actually knew where he used to live in the Barnet kind of area, and even that, it's like perfectly placed between like Arsenal, Tottenham's training ground, and West Ham's is just there. And he loves a bit of drama.
That's covering all bases.
I mean, he could be coming. He could get in the EastEnders.
But if you're a West Ham owner though, do you really go?
They're just not going to pay him, are they?
No, there's that.
That's the money. Have they got the money?
But
for
also,
him?
it's just like with Mourinho, it's a ticking time bomb, and at some point, it's going to explode. So it's
a
just
risk.
like, it's just like don't go in for another Graham Potter. Go in for just a functional, another version of David Moyes. I mean,
who you got to pick for?
Because we can all talk and say what they need.
There's got to be a candidate out.
Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a great shout. That's a great shout. Yeah, that's a great shout. Yeah,
for West Ham.
Yeah, first I'd rather live in London than Nottingham. So
he also seems he might be a bit nice for it. That's the thing with Potter, right? Like, we were talking about this before the show, but like Potter feels like a Brighton manager, like a Fulham manager. He doesn't feel like a West Ham manager, and like there has to be someone with a little bit of bite,
a little bit of grit.
He's got a good West Ham name though. I think Potter. I think that's a good.
Yeah, but he doesn't say
like Harry Potter.
He doesn't say
like Harry Potter.
He can't deal with the EastEnders.
Harry Potter at the minute. Let's move on to